All right. What's up, y'all? We started off on a rough start this morning. Had a couple complications on setting up. But hey, we happy to be here for this second time. This wasn't. I'm gonna make this very clear, Smoke. This wasn't my intentions. But we want to welcome all you guys to our new podcast. We're gonna continue saying it's new until we get our following up, mirror conversations. I'm happy to be a part of this movement that me and Smoke are trying to do. So the only thing I can tell you guys, this is the introduction to what we're trying to do. I'm Lamont. I'm a host, part of this mirror conversation podcast, and this is.
I'm Smoke. A lot of y'all probably know me by different names. Some people may call me Gas, but you know what I'm saying. I'm here with Lamont. Happy Sunday. We trying to catch y'all before y'all get into your football, or if you're heading off to church. Some of y'all late anyway. Cut this on while you getting dressed, man.
And pretty much today's episode is going to be our official day one episode. And the name of it is The Struggle to Forgiveness. I know a lot of us battle with that on the day-to-day. I'm going through it right now currently into my life on forgiveness and not holding all of that resentment so that I can move forward on my life. So what do you think about that, Smoke?
I mean, forgiveness it's a lot of different layers. It's a lot of different levels, because a lot of us could forgive other people.
Facts.
And a lot of us can't forgive other people. A lot of us live with regrets and making it hard for us to forgive ourselves.
And I totally agree with that, because a lot of people be thinking forgiveness is for the person that feels hurt or heartbroken or anything like that, or any situation. My truly thing is forgiveness is for yourself. You got to forgive yourself and let go of the past and let go of everything that you've been through, and the hurt, the pain, and whatever the things that you struggle with on forgiving that person or forgiving the situation that's going on in your life. So forgiveness don't just come, oh, I forgive you for the things you did to me. Nah, it comes bigger than that. Forgiveness is way bigger than that. You got to look within your inside yourself, and be self-aware of what's going on and what life has to offer you. So when it comes to forgiveness, I gotta forgive myself for anything that I did in the situation to make the situation unstable for whatever it is when it comes to relationships, friends, work, whatever it is. So you got to forgive yourself first before you can even think about forgiving anything else. But so that's why we came up with forgiveness is a struggle, because all of us go through it.
Yeah, and it's like most of us we beat ourselves up. We beat ourselves up when we make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? We beat ourselves up when we don't make the right decision, especially if you're a parent, you know, and not to exclude the ladies, but if you're a man in charge of a household, you know what I'm saying? And you make a bad decision, or you might don't do the perfect thing, because one thing about it, men are always under scrutiny. You know, if you cleaning out the gutters, you know, they might want to ask you why you put the ladder on that side.
Facts.
why you ain't put the ladder right here and climb up and clean the gutters? So for men, we always under scrutiny, and sometimes we mess up.
We do.
We forget things, you know, and we have to learn how to forgive ourselves so we could project that forgiveness on to the rest of our family, because we have to lead.
Right.
We have to lead. If you're an uncle, if you're a brother, if you're a father, if you're a cousin, we have to lead. And so we have to project and exude that whole aura of forgiveness. Life goes on.
I agree with you on that, man. A lot of us don't know how to forgive. I was one of those people that didn't know how to forgive or tell people that I'm sorry. I battle with that a lot. But as I grow, and then some of us that's following me on my personal journey, it does not exclude myself from really what I'm going through. Forgiveness comes all around, like I told you. Like, there's some things that people have done to me, but it's right in their eyes, but I look at it as a wrong, and it hurt me and it made me upset, so I struggle to forgive them for the things that they've done. But for the last 32 days of my journey, I've been forgiven for everything. I forgive for no matter what you do to me, because guess what? I can't hold you accountable for things that you've done in your life that has affected me, or things that I've done in my life that has affected you. So it goes back to, once again, of that's why I forgive myself first before anything. And something else that I want to speak on is the realization that we don't understand to be resentment free. We're not going to resent anybody for anything that ever done to us. So being resentment free for me, it brings my self-awareness of it makes me to live in the now and make me fully aware of what's going on in my life, to help others and to forgive others, so that we can move accordingly and move on a good, happy path. So that's why my forgiveness right now is through the roof for anything that anybody has ever done to me in my life. So like, I just want to move forward and just forgive for whatever thing that someone has done to me. So what you think, Smoke?
I struggle with that. All across the board, because I'm at such a good place in my life, right? And I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for everything that I've been through, everything that I've overcome. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of person also, you know, you may do something and let's say it don't bother me.
I get you.
You know, like let's say you catch a nigga stealing $15 out your ashtray.
Petty.
Literally, I ain't mad at you, bro. Like, I ain't mad. It ain't changed my day to day. It ain't do nothing. But you a thief.
You're a thief. You're a thief.
Now, it's not that I don't forgive you, but bro, I don't just want to cuss up a storm, but I can't mess with you, cause you a thief at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't have the sticky fingers. I'm not a klepto. So I do forgive you, but I ain't finna fuck with you no more.
Yeah. So based on what you just said, Smoke, and I totally agree with you, Smoke. I'm not going against you, but
Talk to me.
I'm definitely gonna say this. That goes back to what we spoke about on the last introduction of the podcast. Of if you see a person for who they are, if you see a person for who they are, you won't have to go through the forgiveness stage, because guess what? You knew that person was gonna do that. If you see a person as a thief, guess what? You need to hide your stuff
Or don't have them around you.
Or don't have them around you. So I think the easiest way to not get in that forgiveness stage with that person is like what we just said, not have that person around you. So some things that I wanna say is you gotta think about it, is that what steps are we taking? What steps are you taking to get on that road of forgiveness? Because if you don't get on that road of forgiveness, guess what? You're gonna be stuck on the treadmill, like I said last week. You're gonna be the one that's holding on to that past. You're gonna be the one that's locked into the hurt. You're gonna be the one that's locked into the resentment. You're gonna be the one that's locked in to not being able to move forward because of the situation that you will not forgive a person. Despite whatever went on, you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive. And the only way that we can forgive is that we gotta be self-aware of our own situation. Because if you're not aware of your own situation, how could you forgive someone? You don't even know what you did. You don't even know your own actions. Because self-awareness goes a long ways when it comes to forgiving people. Because like I said, if you don't know what you've done to a person, guess what? You'll never forgive that person.
That's true. And putting yourself in other people's shoes is a must.
It's a must, always. I agree.
Especially at this age.
Yeah.
You know, it's unacceptable for me. It's unacceptable for me to be on some type of time where I'm like, okay, me and you having an argument, and I do something, I'm like, oh man, you been flawed since I know you.
Facts.
Smoke, why would you say that to me, bro?
Facts.
You feel that in your heart.
Yeah.
So by me saying that, even though I might not have meant it, me personally, I try not to say nothing that I don't really mean or feel in my heart. You know what I'm saying? We having a discussion or a disagreement, I try to state facts so we could overcome it and move forward. Because if we not gonna move forward, either we gonna fight or we finna end this. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people say stuff and do stuff and not think how the other person feel. Like maybe you don't even care about what I said because you know it's an argument, but in the back of your mind, man, me and this man been friends all the time, and he gonna talk about some I've been flawed. So what? He gonna backdoor me? Yeah. Like for people mind, it gets deeper than what you just spewing out in the heat of the moment.
But I'm gonna say this. One person told me this, and I really didn't get it until now. So that person always told me, if you saying it out your mouth, you feel that. Because 9 times out of 10, we don't really say things that we don't feel. So that's something what Smoke just said about, if you said that to me, you felt that. That's the way you feel about me. So why you ain't been telling me this? So if you ain't been telling me this, it was a feeling that you had on your heart. And the only thing that I can tell you is that that's a part of forgiveness. Like if you feel
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question since we're talking about that. Right?
I'm listening.
Because women used to do this. I ain't gonna lie, this never been done to me because I guess I'm from the era where that ain't gonna bother me. I mean, I don't care what you say now, baby, because whatever happened, it done happened. So all that, you can't even stay hard for 2 minutes. This after 50 times of not staying hard for 2 minutes? Fine, I done used up as many 2 minutes that I could with you. But you know how women be like, okay, that's why your dick small anyway. Hey. Women used to hit people with that.
Yeah, they still do to this day.
None of my exes hit me with that because they know I don't care. Hey. I could care less about whatever you're talking about right now. But women used to say that. That used to be a go-to. Now they'll call you gay. Now that's the thing. Before it used to be, you got a little dick anyway. But now they call you gay. So what do you have to say about that? Do you think that when women really raise them accusations and points, do you think that they really felt like that by somebody you laid in the bed with all this time?
Man, I'm gonna say this.
Like, or you think the intention was to hurt?
See, I'm gonna say this, and this is my stand on this. I'm a firm believer of people. Mm-hmm. People got their own way of living. People got their own way of saying things. People have their own agendas. Right. So you'll never know what's in that person's head. I'm not even just gonna say women, because men too. We do the same thing that women do. Yeah. Like we're all the same creatures, but it's a female and a male. So when I say we all do the same thing, like we all say hurtful things. We all say things to try to gut somebody in our own particular way. You might not say it, if you put a scale on it, what you did and what I did, I think how heavy it is to you and how heavy it is to me. It may weigh the difference because my heavy may not be your heavy. But based on what you just said, Smoke, I think people say things to gut people, to say things to hurt people, because if it's not coming out as straight positivity and to uplift someone, to help somebody grow or make someone feel good, I think they just doing that to gut people. I don't know what you did to that person or what that person did to you, but that goes back to what we were just talking, what the topic is, the struggle to forgiveness, because we really don't know what people really talk about, because like, if you hurt me now at this point, guess what? Your forgiveness is already given to you, because I don't want to hold that on me. I'm like you, Smoke, pretty much. I don't really care what you say to me no more, because I'm a live in my peace. I'm a live in my right, because at this point in my life, to be my age, ain't nobody coming to mess up my peace no more, because the reason you can't mess up my peace, because I don't want to live in that pain.
Right. Now, if something you did and said makes me have to watch you or makes me have to interact with you different, it's not that I'm holding a grudge or I haven't forgiven you, but it's that due to the actions, I do have to treat you accordingly. Like I don't know. It just could be a numerous of things. But if somebody do something and say something that's threatening, or do something and say something that crosses the line, and you like, damn, I don't really care. But now I have to watch you. Because if you feel like that and you behaving like that, I do forgive you. And I really don't care. But at the same time, too, I don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to hurt you. But now I have to watch you because you did say this.
Nah, I agree. I agree. So I'm definitely gonna say this. That goes back to one of the things I said in the beginning. The steps to forgiveness. Because if you really think about it, Smoke, what you just said, like, how are you gonna forgive that person? What steps are you taking to forgive that person and make it look like that person wasn't in right, that person wasn't in wrong? But I am gonna say this though, is that's how we got to get our steps. That's one of the things that we got to realize. How are we going to forgive people when we struggle to forgive people in the same time? So, like, you got to create your own narrative. Because right now, if somebody says that they're going to punch me in my face, they might do. I don't put it past nobody. But if you punch me in my face, guess what? You better hope I'm in the forgiving stage, because if I'm not, that gonna be a problem then. And some way I'm gonna have to forgive myself on what I'm gonna do to you. Not saying that I'm a violent person or anything like that, but you gotta see people for who they are. And that's just the way I look at it. And I stand on that. Somebody told me that once too. Like, I see you. And I didn't like the person that I seen. So guess what? Like, when you see people for who they are, you gotta keep it like that and understand that, and understand that we gotta see people for who they are all the time, no matter what. And the only reason I say that is because we fight ourselves before we fight other people. We lash out at others before we fight other people.
Right. So let me ask you this. What about family members? You know, how do you go about forgiving your family members? Like, people go through it with their kids. You know, kids, especially, you know, when you have kids in two separate households, the mama may sway the kid this way, and the kid may be rocking with it. Oh, my mama told me you weren't shit.
Nah, yeah, that's true.
And so how do you go about forgiveness when you're hurt and it may be a lie? Oh, wait. Before you answer that, yeah, man, because this get deep, and this is a problem I've been having.
Yeah.
You know, just personally with me elevating and growing. I have met people or ran into people who know me for being the old Smoke.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s.
Yeah. Bad Smoke.
who ain't care about nothing, who was hurting people.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And me, I do have people who came at me a certain way and I haven't done nothing to them. And so, in my opinion, the only way to protect myself, protect what I believe in, and to protect my goodness. Because if you still looking at me as somebody else, and I haven't showed this or displayed this to you, I really can't deal with you.
I'm gonna say, I'm not going against you, Smoke, but I'm gonna go against you a little bit. But I feel exactly what you're saying. So I'm going through a transformation now myself. Some people see me as what they see me as, the older one, and I'm gonna agree with you. But us as people, we gotta make that change so everybody sees it from every perspective, because we can't just make the change and we feel it within ourselves and say, yeah, I know I'm changing, but you can see your change yourself. But with me, I'm going through the change of, I want everybody to see my change. I want everybody to feel my change. I want people to understand why I'm changing and what I'm going through that made me make that change. Because, like, I'm gonna take it back to last week. I've been fighting with my ego for a while. A lot of people may not think the ego is a major thing. The ego stops you from forgiving people, because you know why the ego stops you for forgiving people is because the ego want to stay in that messed up state. The ego want to stay in that bad state of, like, I don't care about nobody. I'm self-centered. I don't care what you do to me. Guess what? I'm going to gut you even more. I'm going to talk more. I'm going to hurt you even more. So pretty much like back again, the same way we see people, people see us. And not too long ago, I'm gonna say it before my little journey that I'm on, that the people are following, you could say that I was a messed up individual to a lot of people. So now at this point, I see things clear. I'm more aware. I'm living in the now. So now it makes it easier for me to forgive a person and let go of the situation while I need to move forward and that person needs to move forward. So my forgiveness is instant. Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you I'm sorry if I did something to make you feel bad. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I gotta forgive myself before I can forgive anybody.
I agree with that. But, you know, most of all, whenever you're dealing with making mistakes or being wrong, forgiving yourself is the most important part. And knowing that if I wronged you, you also have a right to react.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you have a right to react. You have a right to lash out however you may want.
Facts.
And I have to accept that.
Facts.
You know, because if I do something wrong, I can't think that it don't come without consequences.
It does.
And that's what I think a lot of people get wrong. Because like, if you do something to me and you say I'm sorry, and I'm like, all right, I forgive you, but I appreciate if you stay away from me. Some people might feel like, oh, that's not forgiveness. I mean, just because you say sorry and just because I forgive you, I do still have a choice to not want to go through that no more. Or to not want to tolerate that type of behavior or that type of attack or that type of disrespect. I have that decision.
Nah, you do, and I totally agree with you on that because, like, I'm gonna put myself in that situation. I'll treat that as that's me protecting my peace. That's me protecting my growth. That's me protecting my life. Because before I got to the point I'm in life right now, if you did me wrong or I felt that you did me wrong or I'm creating my own narrative, I am gonna tell you this: I was out for you. I was gonna gut you. I needed blood. Like one of my brothers always say, "Hey man, two wrongs don't make it right." Lucky. Two wrongs don't make it right, but guess what? It make it even. That's still not the right way to go about it because now you put it in the opportunity in the way of whoever who's gonna do the wrong next. Like, when are we all gonna grow up? And one thing I can say is that at this point, I never want to be up. This is not a game. This is not a battle. This is not a win or lose situation. It's a life situation. And at this point in life, I ain't trying to be upset at nobody. I ain't trying to be upset at nothing because I don't want to hinder what my blessings or whatever coming to me on elevating my life to the next level. I don't want nothing in my bag. I try to empty out my bag every single day, and when I put my feet on the floor, I want to start my day off the way I need to start my day off. That's gonna get me where I need to be at in life and get me what I want out of life. So there's a lot that goes on when it comes to forgiveness. Again, like what you said, Smoke. Like, how about a family member that done did wrong, and how you gonna forgive that? I'm not gonna say names, but I come from a big family, and I got four sisters, 3 brothers. I remember once upon a time, I can't remember the year. This was young. I was younger. Me and one of my sisters, we didn't speak for 2 years. We could be in the same room. We didn't speak for 2 years because of whatever the situation is. I'm not gonna get into it, but we didn't speak for 2 years, and I was okay with it. But I started to look at the realization of, man, this is my sister. Mm-hmm. This is my sister. Like, despite whatever she did, let's talk about it. That's where we fell at too. We don't want to talk about it when we're upset. We just want to live in it. So one day, I think I was dropping something off at her house, and like, I really didn't even want to see her, but something tapped me on my shoulder and was like, hey man, let go of this. And this was before I even went through what I'm going through now. And that was my start of forgiveness, because I forgave her, we hugged, we cried, and we left it alone. And right now, we've been talking ever since. We've been talking ever since, and I enjoy that because now at this point I forgave her, so I can move on and we can move on as brother and sister, and that's where I'm at with that. But
so what do you think? What do you think would be one of the hardest things you would have to forgive?
That's a good one. That's a
Because
good one.
if we got ladies here, where the ladies at? I can't really tell.
Nah.
Sorry, y'all. We got cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
But for ladies, maybe it's cheating. You got a man who cheats. But I ain't gonna lie, a lot of women forgive this. A lot of women be like, hey, okay, you cheated. We gonna work it out. But then it's like every time an argument comes, you say,
Yeah, it comes up.
yeah, it result back to cheat. Hey, man, you gonna wash the dishes, man? I took out the garbage. I wiped all the nasty shit from around the tub. You gonna take the dishes out? You worry about me washing the dishes. If you wasn't cheating, you could've. Man, we just trying to get the house clean.
But I'm gonna put it like this. This is a topic that I think we need to talk about of that right there. It should be a topic of it in its own self, an episode in its own self. But I am gonna speak on that. When we do things to people, right, man or woman, we'll do it, but we don't never think about the actions or the consequences that comes after that. We always think about self. Oh, I wanted to do this, man. I wanted to see how she feel. I wanted to do that. But we don't think about the actions of the people that don't know the full situation of how it's gonna affect them. That's what we feel at as men, women, however you want to do it as people. So I am gonna say this though, like forgiveness is within you. And if you can't forgive, then you can't let go. You can't let go. Just like Eddie just said, we ain't gonna say in detail, but he said he don't forgive or forget. Guess what? That's luggage that you gonna have. Man, let that junk go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Man, let that junk go because like everybody mess up in life. Everybody mess up in life. So what I'm gonna say, how do you come back from it? Like you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive and let live, man. Like I get it. A lot of heartbreak, a lot of things that go on in life that makes it so hard for us to forgive or think we can't forgive, but we can. We can let go.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm with Eddie in a way, but it just depends on the situation. Because sometimes the person on the other shoe too, they kind of bucking up too.
Nah, ain't no bucking up.
They kind of like, because let's say if it's a fight and somebody actually put their hands on you or tried to harm you or tried to harm somebody you love, or you know that this person intention in the future will be to harm you, you gotta kind of like be on point. Like stuff like that is stuff that I'm very cautious of. You know what I'm saying? Because it happens every day, bro.
Man, everything happens every day. Everything happens every day. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask the whole platform a question. What if a person cheats on you or vice versa, however you get cheated on, but you feel that person's your soulmate? You feel like that person is your world. That person is everything to you. And now you did it, but that person has forgiven you and you haven't forgiven yourself because maybe that person don't want to be with you no more. That person want to divorce. That person don't want to be friends. That person don't want to just communicate with you. And we just not talking about just cheating. We talking about wrongdoing to people in general. So you, the one, gotta understand like what your actions has caused. If your actions has caused someone to not forgive you, guess what? You gotta live in that. You gotta live in that. And if your actions allow that person to forgive you, you gotta praise that. You gotta celebrate that. You gotta be happy about that and fix it. Because I know it's
that's a good point. We need to highlight that.
Yeah, I'm with it. So
that needs to be highlighted we need to speak on that because a lot of people don't talk about that a lot. A lot of people do not talk about. I had a fight with my older brother. I threw him down the stairs.
Yeah, anything.
And 2 months later, he came and he's like, man, little bro, I forgive you, man. I love you.
Yeah.
I mean, that should really be celebrated.
Nah,
People,
yeah.
People who forgive you and people who give you a second chance. That's a gem.
Yeah,
That's a gem because you might be going through it like, damn, I fucked up. I just lost. Because that's me. That's me now. I'm like a some people might don't know this, but I'm like a professional fuck up. That was like my career, like for a long time. That's how I learned how to do things. That's how I learned how to develop and transform. I just was fucking up. And so I got so used to fucking up. And I never been a sore loser. So I'd be the type of person to fuck up and lose and be like, damn, oh man, I just lost, I just fucked up. That's bad. I gotta just move on.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people who would lose a relationship or a friendship or something like that and be like, damn, I know I was wrong, but yeah, I fucked that up. And so when somebody come and be like, hey man, nah man, you don't have to lose this.
Facts.
You don't have to lose this. We gonna work it out, but you did fuck up though.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's good. We gotta start embracing that. That's a good point. You gotta start embracing that when people forgive you, man.
Hey, and to my next point, we got to take lessons learned. Like, we got to learn our lesson. We got to learn our lesson because a person is not going to continue to forgive you when you still messing up and you continue to mess up and you continue to stay on the same path and the same road. And like you said, it's a pattern. It's already hard enough. Forgiveness is hard enough in itself. Like, it's hard to forgive somebody for anything that they've done. Like, some people give forgiveness easy, some people take it hard. Like, forgiveness is very tough in my eyes, especially if you did something wrong, something right, whatever it is. Like, it's hard in my eyes. So a lot of us struggle when it comes to forgiveness. And I know we do, because I'm still struggling right now when it comes to forgiveness of the things that has been done to me. And also, I've done things. That's the reaction that I got from the things that I've done. So forgiveness is tough. It's real tough. What do you think about forgiveness being tough, Smoke?
So, right, I used to hear this my whole life. Men can't handle what they do to women.
Can't.
But this is my thing. I feel and I act differently. I know that I get a lot of slack for this. Oh man, you just capping. But look, right? For me being 41, all I've seen, all I've done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people do this, men and women, right? Your wife, she come to you. Oh, well, you know, our relationship's been up and down. I cheated. I'm the type of person, I'm going to decide right there if I'm going to forgive you or not.
Yeah.
What I think that a lot of people got to stop doing to torture themselves is sometimes people want to know, well, where you met the nigga at? How many times you and the nigga had sex? How he looked at? Yeah. Brother.
All that. Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
Don't do that, okay?
Yeah,
the same thing you do when you cheat, she did when she cheated.
Yeah.
She probably was bouncing a little harder, moving a little smoother. Bro, either you gonna forgive her or you gotta ask all them questions. You might well pack your little underwear and socks, man, get up out of there, man. Or just know what type of woman you have.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
And keep it pushing. A lot of times people torture themselves or they have these stipulations to forgiveness.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forgive you, you gotta call a nigga right now and tell him you gonna leave him alone.
Yeah, why?
Bro, why you doing that, man?
But guess what? I think of that, what you just said, that's the man ego. That's the man ego want to get involved in the forgiveness when there's no purpose there. Just like I'm gonna speak on what Foma just said.
Ooh.
Forgiveness is the cornerstone of healing. Hey, you couldn't have said that no better.
That's a bar.
Yeah, like for real. Like forgiveness is the cornerstone of healing. Like, because if you can't forgive, you can't heal yourself or that next person can't heal.
Yep.
I totally agree with that, man. It's the cornerstone. Like you couldn't have said that no better because like I'm gonna use that. That's something that I'm gonna use right now. It is my cornerstone of my healing stage, because I am going through a healing stage of forgiving situations and being able to move on. So like, yeah, I'm gonna put that in my Rolodex. Thank you for that one right there. What do you think about healing comes for forgiveness is the cornerstone of healing, Smoke?
I mean, forgiveness, love.
Facts.
Because we talking about, I mean, for all my religious people, I spent a lot of time in the Bible. Yeah, I can't help it. I just have. One of the most used and one of the most powerful phrases in the Bible, which is also the name of my book, and this is how much this phrase have stuck with me. Unfailing love. Proverbs, different verses in the Bible speaks on God's unfailing love. So to me, with forgiveness, with people you love, it has to come from a place of love. Love is so many things. We've heard it in a million songs. Patience, kind. You know what I'm saying? That's love. We heard that on Kurt Franklin, and that sold a million copies. So it just shows with patience, even though that forgiveness is the cornerstone of healing, you have to always add in the love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If I love you and I forgive you, then nothing should be able to come in between this. Love should trump all, whether it's your kids, whether it's your parents or your sister or whoever it is. The forgiveness should always come from the base of love. Because if I don't love you, then
I don't care for it.
I don't matter. It doesn't really matter if I forgive you or not. And it may sound like, oh damn, that's hard. But if you're not in my life and I don't deal with you, whatever happened with us passing, it don't mean nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And most of all, I shouldn't carry that around. But when you going through things with people you first love, then the forgiveness should come. Simply because you love that person, and nothing's more powerful than this love. And so by you loving them, the forgiveness should come. Of course you hurt because I loved you. How could you do that to me?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But my love for you is gonna make me forgive you. And what a lot of people don't think about, especially something I never thought about. Our parents used to tell us, don't do stuff. Like if you ever been a kid in a bad situation, or if you ever been a kid who got bad grades. I mean, some people don't know this, but when you hurt your parents, a lot of us never ask forgiveness.
No, you know, it's just giving.
We ask for help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you failed all your classes in this third 9 weeks, and your mom at home like, bro,
what you doing?
She hurt.
Yeah, she's hurt. She's hurt.
Do you know how this gonna affect you? You know me being in and out of jail, those calls home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And my grandma like, what goddamn, Junior, another charge? And it's like, she's hurt. And you know, even though I came out and my way of making up the wrong I had done was just to go all the way to the moon. And even now, I feel like I'm going to the moon for her right now.
No, I agree.
But some people don't ask for forgiveness. They just ask for help. Yeah. But the love, I think that's one thing we should teach and preach first, is a love that's unconditional, a love that don't have
conditions on
it. You know what I'm saying? A love that has no reason. Like one time, I remember my daughter was a little younger. And I always used to be like, man, you know, I love you, man. I'm fucked up about you. And one day she was like, well, you know, why? And I think my wife had asked me this before too. And this has been my answer to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the reasons you love me? Or why do you love me? Or what makes you love me?
Or what do you see as love? What's your vision as love? Like what does love look like to you? Like with me, it was hard for me to really love a person, and going through my situation now, it was very hard because I never seen what love looked like. I never seen what love looked like. That's why it's been so hard for me in my life in the past to forgive, because I never knew what love looked like. I never really seen it.
If we never knew proper love, how can we know
How could you
proper
give it?
forgiveness?
How could you give it? Yeah, exactly. And I totally agree with you with that. So another topic that I want to touch, some days I may feel like my forgiveness is just open and all of that, but some days I also feel like my forgiveness can be portrayed like betrayal to me, because I'm forgiving you for the things that you've done to me. But like, you gotta have that conditional love for a person to forgive a person. And like, I feel like what Smoke said, if you don't love a person, like, and you can't forgive a person, like, what you really doing? Because if you love a person, forgiveness should be automatic. It should be automatic. You should be forgiving people regardless, no matter what.
And I hate to cut you off.
Nah, you good.
But it's a cliche.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's a cliche because sometimes the reaction is a little bigger, like how I can say it. Like, let's say, cause I don't want to make it like too extreme. Like, you've been fucking up in the household, and then your wife just flip out, nigga, ah! And you like, and even the kids like, Mom, you don't want to calm down? Now you might let that ride, but sometimes we had to take the responsibility. Like, damn, I've been fucking up the last 2 months, and she just blew up. So sometimes people be like, oh, I can't forgive that. You crossed the line. Yeah. Who make the line that's being crossed? Because I'm at a point in my life where, my daddy.
Yeah.
My daddy been talking shit and cussing ever since we've known him. And even me and my dad have went through problems, and it have been things that I thought, like, I can't forgive this nigga for this. What normal person would do this? But you know what I realized? You don't put conditions on forgiveness.
You don't.
It's not a list.
It's not. Who made the list?
Exactly. So I don't care if you push me off a roof. If I look up, when I hit the ground and I look up, I'm like, damn. And you like, hey, my bad, man. And I be like, man, nigga, just help me up, nigga.
Exactly.
Are you retarded?
Exactly.
Because I think about this Jay-Z song. It's called You Must Love Me. And if y'all haven't heard it, please just go and listen. We already know Jay-Z tells some great stories.
Yeah.
But anyway, in the song, he talk about the stress he put his mama through. I don't know if it's true, but it's just a song. It's called You Must Love Me. And in the song, he shot his brother. And so he said, oh, okay, I'm going to just I ain't going to rap the whole song, but he ended up shooting his brother. And what he said was, damn, I just shot my nigga and ran off into the dark. That fifth was not my nigga. Flee the scene. How could I go out that way? Still, you asked to see me in the hospital the next day. You must love me.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
I always think about that. Sometimes this shit just don't come with no conditions, man.
It don't.
It's just, I forgive you. What you gave me? Gonorrhea? I don't know. This ain't right. But hey, man. Hey, sometimes we can't question what makes us happy, man, and what's going to help us function. I forgive, because I love you.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up about you.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I just had to get that out, because people got this imaginary list and this imaginary line. Like, you can't cross that line. Or, look, you did something that's on this list. It's out. Yeah. Like a deal breaker. A deal breaker ain't nothing but a list. If I do something to you, I'm sorry. And if you could take it, let's forgive me and move on.
And move forward.
Like, I use this analogy a lot, right? I said, it's like, I don't do that no more. You holding me accountable for what the old me did. That's like me being a crackhead, and I'm clean. I've been clean for 10 years. And every time somebody accused me, say, oh, you smoking again?
Yeah,
nigga,
exactly.
I haven't been smoking.
Exactly.
I don't desire to smoke.
Yeah.
Why do you keep saying I'm smoking?
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. My bad.
You know what people lose at? People always think that me forgiving somebody for or anybody, forgiving somebody for something that they have done or something that they have did. Like, it's really not for us. It's really not for us. It's the forgiveness comes from within. Like, once you forgive somebody, you should move forward. You should have a plan to move forward because, like, I've done this. I've done things such as, yeah, I forgive you, but just like Smoke said, I'm bringing it up 2 months down the line. There's no forgiveness.
Right.
That's not forgiveness, man. Whenever we go through a problem or whenever we argue, you bringing up the situation. That's not forgiveness. And that's something that I struggle with, and that's something that I'm overcoming day by day as this journey has come. So in my journey of, like, when Smoke called me and said, man, look, we the topic is the struggle of forgiveness. As soon as he said that, I was like, man, let's go. I ain't even want no input. Like, I was like, yeah, let's go with that, because I'm going through the stages right now of forgiveness. And when I say I've forgiven for everything that I've done to people, and hope everybody accept my sorries, my bads, I'll never do it again, because it's hard. It's hard in life, and people don't realize that, and that's why we come here to these platforms to try to inform people of our life situations that we go through, and help and hope maybe one day you can see it or know exactly what we're going through that may help you somewhere down the line. Because guess what? Forgiveness is hard. It's hard, and it's rough, but at the end of all of that, guess what? You gotta start somewhere, because if you don't start somewhere, what road are you really on? What road are you really on? Because forgiveness can go a long ways. It can change someone's life. It can help somebody. It can move forward with helping you see things in a different lens, man. I'm about to get all emotional right now.
It definitely,
forgiveness, man.
It definitely is a topic, especially if you an emotional topic, especially if you've been granted.
Yeah.
If you've been granted that forgiveness,
yeah,
and now you walk around as if, oh no, I can't let you do that to me.
Yeah.
You know, if all the wrong I done, I try to give out as much forgiveness as I could.
Yeah.
As much forgiveness as I can handle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've been forgiven, and I desire to be forgiven, because my intentions is never to hurt people or deceive people. If I had to do all that, I don't want to be around you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If I have to dislike you or hold a grudge against you, I don't want to be around you, because that's too much that's too much energy. I would rather love you. You know, I would rather love you, have you love me, and we all love each other. It don't always work out like that, but I would rather love you than to walk around holding some type of grudge against you, or always thinking about what you done to me. I don't have the time or the energy for that. So I do appreciate when I've been forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to forgive. And if you could forgive me, I would gladly forgive you and move on. And we can't act like nothing happened. But I just hope that we change in the process. You know, I hope that we change and we grow in the process and continue. Like, I'm the type of person you can have an argument with. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna say in an argument, but I can have an argument with you and dap you up at the end of the day, or we can sit down and eat, and I won't hold no grudges. I won't feel no type of way about it. And that's what I would prefer than to walk around with this somebody who you used to seeing every day in your life, or somebody who you cool with. Now y'all don't talk because of a conversation or a misunderstanding. Or this what I find that people do. I got a problem, right? I tell you, hey, don't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't move like that. I ain't that type of person. Don't do that to me.
I agree.
Oh, well, I understand what you're saying. And then, as soon as you hang up the phone, they block you. They say, oh man, something wrong with that nigga. or this or that. I just had the conversation with you.
But that goes back to something else that I've been on. I made a post on one of the platforms, and I said pretty much you got to set expectations, you got to set boundaries, and you got to reward yourself from obtaining those, because like once you set expectations with a person, it's up to that person if they're gonna respect your expectations. Are they gonna respect your boundaries? And if it goes well, if it doesn't, you still gotta reward yourself for putting that out there. Putting that out there, because like if you set expectations and that person's breaking your expectations or not meeting your expectations or breaking your boundaries, guess what? Now you gotta really see that person. See that person for who they are. That person may not really care about you. And that was told to me before, because if you keep breaking a person's boundaries when those boundaries are set, like who is it really about? It's about you. It ain't about that person, because guess what? Now you can't even respect that person's boundaries. So if you're respecting that person's boundaries and meeting that person's expectations, there's that love again that we spoke about. There's that love again. So if you really love a person, it should be easy to forgive a person for whatever it is you've done to a person. And I think that's what we struggle with as humans, man. We struggle with that, and that's real hard for a lot of people to be aware of the wrong things that we've done to people. Oh, it wasn't that big. But guess what? It may be big to that person. It may be huge to that person. The little things that we think that's small to us may be huge to the other people, man.
Right. So with that being said, we appreciate y'all for stopping by. These are mirrored conversations, and we absolutely hope that everyone who tuned in saw a piece of their self in this conversation. We like to joke, we like to have fun, but from now on these Sunday mornings, we gonna heal, we gonna grow, and we gonna learn something. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for all the viewers who watched this video. Y'all give us a topic for next week, or something that you want to talk about, something that's been bothering you. We won't name you and say, oh yeah, Miss Sabrina from down the street, she said she's having a problem. Her man don't like her cooking.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
This is not that, but we do want to talk about things because this can be healing for us.
It is. It's healing for me. I don't know about for nobody, but it's definitely healing for me, man. Because I am gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all a little words of encouragement, and I'm gonna say this. You gotta forgive. I know it ain't easy. I know it's not easy. You gotta forgive. You gotta forgive, and you gotta let go, because of so we can move forward.
Absolutely.
So we can move forward, because if we're not moving forward, you're on a treadmill. And if you're on a treadmill, you ain't going nowhere. You're in the same spot over and over and over again. So forgiveness is a major thing in our lives that we need to really put forth the maximum effort for that to move forward with our lives. So like Smoke said, man, I appreciate everybody on this live that tuned in to with us and had their input or watched us for this 57 minutes that we've been on. We went a little longer than we did on the last one. And I'm gonna close out with this. I understand, I see it, that we're sitting in the living room, we're sitting on the couch, we're sitting behind the window. But I am gonna tell you guys this. Please stay tuned in, please follow, please like and subscribe. Please do all of that, because we're about to work on a studio starting in January, and the studio is gonna be a major thing. Like we got the look, we got the design, we got everything. We just waiting on everything to come in, and we can start working and putting that together so we can have a safe and great environment for our viewers. And we want y'all to feel comfortable. We want y'all to come, and we want y'all to start watching. Tag us. Send this to somebody that really needs to see it. And I am gonna speak on my little guy that just jumped on, Michael. We had a great conversation this morning, man. Like I told you, believe it or not, man, and I'm gonna say this, man, like honesty, you had a breakthrough this morning, and I heard it in your voice, and I appreciate the conversation that me and you had. I look for people like you, Mike, Like the people just as you that need that conversation, that ain't got that person to talk to. Like my person right now that I've been talking to is one of my best friends, Matthew. I call him Pimp, and Smoke. Those are the two guys that I really do talk to that help me through a whole bunch of stuff. That's why me and Smoke's doing this podcast, and that's why I talk to Matthew every day. And like this is my journey. This is where we're at. And Smoke, you got any closing remarks?
Yeah, I do want to say that I know we have a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life. And if you have any businesses, anything that you want to promote that you may want a couple hundred people to see, a couple thousand people to see, you know, y'all tap in with us, man, and let's try to just build a community because we in another state. Well, not another state, because some of y'all may be in Georgia. But Georgia, Florida,
man, all over the world,
Virginia,
man.
Alabama, it's a lot of states watching this. So if you have anything that you know you want to promote, or if you have a business or something, y'all tap in. Let's build a relationship, and we'll put your business out to the people who following us, and vice versa. You promote what we doing. And so that's the only way to grow. I mean, if you have a business, then you already know the power of marketing and meeting people and growing. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just all join in to just help each other.
Hey, man, we here for y'all. Y'all here for us. Let's grow, man. Let's grow. This is our very official episode 1, Struggle of Forgiveness in the Mirror conversation. And I'm happy that you guys tuned in, and I'm happy that you guys are here with us.
Thank y'all, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And next Sunday, 11 o'clock. Yep. Next Sunday, 11 o'clock. And
so
it's
that
not
means
going
start cooking your breakfast at 9:30.
I'm telling you. And it's not always going to be Sunday. Sunday is just our day right now. We may go to 2 episodes a week, depending on our schedule. I work a full-time job. Smoke works a full-time job. And we got to do what we got to do. But I am going to say this, though. Just like my boy Mike said, we rich in mind. And we want y'all mind to make us richer, and we can help y'all get richer. Not on the money, in mind. So, guess what, Mike? I'm sorry. Yeah, it is officially over. We've been on this thing for 1 hour and 1 minute. But go back and watch it. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, definitely go back and watch it.
Send it to your friends. And we appreciate everybody on this live mirror conversation. First episode down. And we'll see you guys next week, Sunday. I appreciate everybody, and we're out. Woo, I kind of like that one.